What's up, everyone? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's happening with the overall market. Let me just mention that I'm not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And don't forget about the Moomoo link. Deposit $100 in your guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000 in your guaranteed 15. And the offer ends in just about 6 hours. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that right now we're going to be looking for some interesting volatility in the markets because we have Meta's earnings coming out after the market closes. So if you're holding overnight, just be warned that Meta will affect us, and whether or not the market continues to rally depends on Meta's earnings. Now, the market pushed thanks to Jerome Powell. He said some positive things. He was a little bit more dovish during the FOMC meeting, and he said something that's very, very important. So he mentioned that basically the Fed is in a position where they're going to continue to monitor the situation, look at data, and they've made no decision on whether or not they're going to cut in September. This is very important because the market has been anticipating that. But what is good, there is something good, at least for the markets. He confirmed that a rate cut in September will happen if all the data comes out very, very good. If we get good data, inflation keeps coming down, everything's aligned with expectations, the labor market is decent, right? The Fed is going to be open to cutting in September. He said it's a possibility. However, it's not guaranteed right now. It's not a promise right now. It depends on the data. That's what Jerome Powell said, and they've made no decision quite yet. He implied that the economy is doing better than what a lot of people expected. He mentioned that it's unlikely that we get a hard landing, and he said a lot of things that were very, very positive, at least for sentiment. So that's why the market ended up rallying a bit, and the market's excited for that cut. However, even though it's been continuing to push, whether this push continues is going to depend on Meta and how Meta ends up doing. If Meta does very poorly, I'll be watching to see if SPY can try to hold 547. If we lose that, we'll be coming back down. If Meta does very well, we could dip a bit and start pushing back up, and we could eventually start running to the mid 550s on SPY. That's very probable if we get a good report from Meta, so we'll just have to wait and see. For ES, okay, if we get a good report, we could come up to fill this gap all the way up to about the 5600s. If we don't do too well, we'll be looking for us to lose 55.34. So we'll see how things end up going. Meta's earnings is going to be very important, so get ready for that. That's going to be key. If you want to hold overnight, guys, it's your choice. If not, the risk is on you. SPX has two gaps. We have a big gap down here. We have a big gap above. We'll see which way we go depending on Meta's earnings, so get ready for that. For Tesla, we have a head and shoulders like structure that's developing, but you could also interpret this as kind of like a cup and handle. It depends on how you view this. If this is a head and shoulders, Tesla could be dipping if Meta does poorly. If this is a cup and handle and Meta does very well, we can start breaking out. Watch this 232 area as our area of interest. Tesla's kind of shuffling right here at our 200 EMA. So we'll see what happens with Meta's earnings. That's going to have a big effect on us. Nvidia looks more bullish from a technical standpoint. It favors 118 than 120. In order for this to continue, it's going to depend on Meta's earnings, but so far we are favoring the upside. So that's going to be very, very important. Let me make it very, very clear that for others out there, we also have, let me just double check this. Bitcoin is kind of dipping a little bit towards 65,000. If we fail to hold that, I'll be looking for 64,500. We'll see how things end up holding up depending on Meta's earnings and such. For the QQQ, we have 472.84 as key resistance at our 200 EMA. Good earnings for Meta will bring this up to the mid 470s. We have this gap to fill up here. 475 to 477 will easily come, if not higher. If we get poor earnings from Meta, expect a rug pull all the way back down to 464. It all depends on what we get from Meta. Apple's looking more bullish, technically speaking. It does favor 225, technically speaking, but this depends on Meta. If Meta does poorly, we could retrace back down to 220. If Meta does well, 225 is coming. We'll have to wait and see. The IWM Russell 2000 is looking bullish. Overall, if Meta does very well with earnings in the market rallies, we could push back up to 227. If not, I'll be looking to see if we hold 222. So that's something very, very important. On top of all of this, we have coin, which is also dipping a little bit. If we do poor for earnings, we have this gap to fill all the way down to the low 220s. If we do well, we could rebound. So we'll just have to wait and see. Amazon's looking bullish. It looks like it wants to be pushing for 190 from a technical standpoint. Will Meta help us push up there, or will we get the rug pull back down to 184? We'll have to wait and see. Will Meta rally up to 490, or are we about to see this thing dip below 460? We'll just have to wait and see as well. Microsoft is trying to push. It's kind of shuffling at 420. Will this thing get a boost and start breaking through that tomorrow, or are we about to get a rug pull? Depends on Meta's earnings. Same thing with Google. We'll just have to wait and see. We look bullish on Google. Looks like it wants to push up for 175, but we'll just have to wait and see. So that being said, guys, that is my warning for everyone. I want to make this video very, very quick. So get ready. If you're going to hold through Meta's earnings, that is your choice. Just know that there's going to be high volatility, and I wish the best for everyone. So do what you guys deem best for your own portfolios. Meta's earnings is going to be massive for the markets. Get ready for a big move by tomorrow, and we'll see how things go. So be calm, cool, and collected. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening, and peace out.